In the realm of science and enormous privileged insights, the subject of what existed ahead of time to the huge impact has intertwined conversations and piques interest characters for quite a while. This Goliath's request tests more than just our methods, could separate the universe from itself. It challenges the genuine farthest the requirements of human data standing on the brink of death, studying the enormous shadowing and taking into consideration what was there. The existed before a universe was imagined. The Big Bang, which established the beginning of history, space, and what we know in any event, there was a moment sooner or later. This might have eventually been a condition of nothingness, a calm before the bombastic getting organized. And assuming that this is either it was legitimate or there was something significantly more upsetting that existed prior to time, just like we skip ahead to the science of this request, takes us on a trip to the universe's beginning stage into thoughts that put our mindfulness physicist to the test. Brian Cox, known for his commitment to the universe's miracles, suggests that a shocking event might have. He moved us before the Big Bang to reconsider how we perceive the real world and existence. In this evaluation, we'll dismantle the science, the speculative behavior, and the amazing insider secrets that could sort out what was there before all that. We'll explore thoughts like God's improvement, quantum mechanics alter dark energy, and multiverses. The responses discussed so far might just crush you, but they might also open new understandings of our situation in the universe. Has a plan to jump deep into a world beyond science and imagination where the dark side continues to circle the shadows, leaving scientists shocked and sometimes even steamed. We ought to investigate what was present before the Big Bang, and the reason for these theories challenge everything we anticipated. We were aware of the potential and existed prior to the Big Bang when we were need to examine the meaning of the Big Bang. The Big Bang was a scientific fact. Describe it uses the term event to describe the universe became extraordinarily hot and thick, is rapidly expanding to set off the all matter's energy and formation boundless forces. When we look toward the night sky, we see evidence of this hot beginning with the system's expansion from a starting point at any rate. Why did this happen, or was there a time before this intensely hot beginning? As shown by the theory of cosmic inflation, there was undoubtedly a previous, and it was off by far to void or quiet. According to cosmic inflation, before the Big Bang, the universe was in a state that was cold, vacant, and free, essentially like an enormous vacuum in any case, the vacuum was not entirely unfilled. It contained a monstrous amount of power that kept the speed under control expansion of the space itself. This called inflation occurred so quickly that it generally settled the reason for everything would continue in a fragment of an ongoing space that it increased at extraordinary rates, until the expansion slowed down and the energy changed into issue elements and the forces that we consider the Big Bang. But what was the nature of this energy and where it came from? Nowhere. Support the universe, and for what purpose? Reason did it stop? Scientists believe that this unending growth resulted in each patch of the universe undergoing its own Big Bang. Think of a fabric widening ceaselessly with minuscule air bubbles forming each. The bubble symbolizes presenting the universe, including our own. This idea, known the multiverse's inflationary model, suggests that there may be incomprehensible Big Bangs and a never-ending supply of universes. Our own is only one of many. This incredible and mind-boggling reality challenges our ability to decipher the entire universe and provides us with the question, what else is out there? The idea that there was nothing before the Big Bang is theoretical, not real at any rate based on our current comprehension. Even if all energy particles are destroyed and radiation from the universe, it would still, our universe is not truly empty. Is completed by dark matter, dark energy, various forces, and quantum fields that we have a particular masterpiece woven of something indeed, even in its most structure that is empty. Regardless of whether we creatively eliminate these powers, the universe would disappear into void space. Still make new kinds of energy. This only reality is baffling to scientists, as it suggests that actual inertia could be unimaginable in our vast understanding. Space itself has rules and constants that maintain properties it from being completely unfilled. Imagine constructing a region where there are no particles or radiation there and negative energy except for quantum fields and huge constants. These would remain, indicating that this nothingness has characteristics like a concept known as zero-point energy exists, which represents the most unimaginable energy state of quantum fields. In this state, particles continue to exist and dissipate, creating a dreadful resonance of improvement even in what should be empty space. This challenges what we would call a true void and suggests that yes, there was before the Big Bang something that researchers are just beginning to appreciate. This potentially one of the most astonishing speculations in current cosmology, the chance of undying growth. If inflation could bring about, it's possible that our universe could continue indefinitely. Brian Cox describes an extraordinarily colossal inflationary multiverse where unimaginable universes are created and expanded. Imagine each Big Bang as a spark lighting another universe while inflation occurs in various regions, creating numerous additional universes. This cycle could, in theory, happen forever. This concept of huge universes having a romantic relationship with others imagined a universe of fractals in which each new universe may in fact create its own. Every universe was created in the Big Bang, alternate unaffected independent space by the other people in light of the rapid creation of research facilities. This hypothesis is both exhilarating and upsetting because it suggests a seemingly endless multiverse with no clear beginning or end. Imagine our universe being just a tiny part of a beast's unlimited plan, always in the process of improvement and making new universes. And what if that's the true nature of reality? There is no prior to or after, but rather an immutable pattern of universes forming. How we could interpret a change in nothingness as we view the theory of quantum fields as demonstrated by this theory. The universe isn't just a mix of matter floating in space might be challenging. Connection of energy fields that fill the universe working together to create that we observe these fields to be similar. Particles acting as intangible seas disturbances or waves even when fields are at the known lowest level of energy. They are still the vacuum state. Active particles can appear and evaporate in these fields promptly, obtaining energy before returning it. This characteristic leads to virtual particles, substances that immediately exist and then vanish, leaving only a hazy recollection of their presence. The challenges posed by virtual particles, the possibility of a genuine void, an empty universe where nothing exists. Energy and radiation are moved away. Would you really have nothing to do with quantum field theory? You wouldn't. Fields would remain even in a vacuum, temporary and sometimes dynamic particles. This constant development in what should be nothing suggests that the universe doesn't abide by our concept of the void, that the forces and fields endure, filling the universe with private energy that prevents absolute nothing. This understanding raises a fascinating check to see if fields produce particles and matter is made of particles. Might the actual universe have arisen from this nothingness filled with dark energy from quantum fields is odd. Force that currently drives the accelerated expansion of our universe. However, did dark energy exist before the Big Bang? According to certain perspectives, the fact that dark energy exists today is an after effect of an energy field from before our universe's development. The properties of the energy seem to hint at a huge secret, force that might have existed in some form prior to the Big Bang. We take on the potential of dark energy, not just as a force that plays a key role in shaping our universe, but one that could provide access to another theory about the multiverse. An alternative is provided by cyclic cosmology to the Big Bang as the only conclusive beginning. With this theory, it is suggested that the universe experiences massive cycles of birth, death, and renewal. In this model, the Big Bang did not happen once, but is possibly a component of an unending cycle. Separate universes form and then recover in this theory in a subsequent cycle. It suggests that the universe we live in could have been reconstructed from the ashes of a past universe. The compression process in the past universe and expansion in a pattern of cycles would imply that there has never been a beginning, but rather an ongoing series of new universes forming, producing, and renewing themselves repeatedly in a cyclical manner. Cosmology raises significant concerns, but there's no time like the present, as it suggests that time may repeat itself. If this theory is true, then it could mean that what existed before the Big Bang was nothing more than a new type of universe that was limited to give rise to the universe we currently have. For scientists, this theory offers a rich response to the query of extreme origins, implying that there isn't a single point of origin. Since its inception, the universe has existed in some way other than our thoughts on existence and time. Waves of gravitation are another enlightening concept that sheds light on what existed before the Big Bang. These waves, discovered in 2015, are swells in spacetime brought on by extremely massive objects such as black holes. These waves have the potential to transport information about the events that produced them over long distances. Gravitational waves provide details regarding the birth of the universe. A few physicists propose that waves of gravitation emanating from the period prior to the Big Bang may offer understanding of the universe's state prior to the onset of inflation. Gravitational waves from the early universe might provide clues that may assist in understanding whether the Big Bang was actually the beginning or whether there were cosmic events prior that we do not yet comprehend. These waves could be traces left behind by unforeseen events. Knowing that they are there could also reveal a larger structure beyond the eye, one we are not accustomed to. These nebulous signals might unlock pieces of knowledge that could change our worldview, just as the discovery of the Big Bang did. They may show the remnants of a past universe or an event that happened prior to the Big Bang. As scientists continue to research the deep reaches of space, the question remains, what existed prior to the Big Bang? Theories that point to quantum mechanics, the multiverse, and cosmic inflation seem to be getting closer than ever to revealing the extensive mysteries of the universe's beginnings. While a complete answer remains elusive, our understanding of what existed before the Big Bang continues to grow with each new discovery. As we explore these theories, we can consider how they might fit together to show the big picture, the true nature of the universe as a whole. Until then, we are left with the mystery, stumbling into science and driving toward unknown places far beyond what we have known. As we continue to investigate the question of what existed prior to the Big Bang, the idea of time itself becomes increasingly difficult to comprehend. Time, as we understand it, began with the Big Bang, introducing the idea of before as somewhat paradoxical. If time itself did not exist prior to the Big Bang, can we even speak of something existing before it? Some theories suggest that there may not be a clear beginning to time, and how we perceive it might be constrained by the existing framework of physics. One of the fascinating aspects of these theories is the possibility of new physical laws, ones that haven't been found yet or even within the context of our current understanding of the universe. Before the Big Bang, it's possible that a state of nothingness existed, or the governing factor then was cosmic inflation. Forces and atoms in that pre-Big Bang state may have an underpinning layer of reality that stands outside of time and space, where the usual laws of physics break down entirely. This metaphysical layer would defy everything we understand about the universe, and yet it may contain some of the answers to researchers' most profound inquiries. Some have hypothesized that the initial universe was not a single occurrence, but rather the result interaction between higher dimensional forces that act in accordance with string theory. For example, the fundamental constituents of matter are not particle-like points, but rather one-dimensional strings vibrating at different frequencies. These strings may exist in spaces with higher dimensions beyond the three-dimensional space we can perceive. If this theory is true, our universe might be just one slice of a space with more dimensions that intersects other structures to form the multiverse. In this scenario, the Big Bang could signify the connection between these dimensions in a cyclical fashion of universes being created and destroyed. In addition to theories of higher dimensions, such as the exotic model that was proposed, our universe might have begun with a collision of two more advanced dimensions, spacetime's branes or membranes. These are more than three-dimensional. If collisions had occurred, they could have triggered an event similar to the Big Bang, beginning a new cycle of expansion and contraction. These models provide a framework for understanding the origins of a universe that does not depend on a traditional single point of origin. Instead, they present a scenario in which the idea of rebirth through cosmic events challenges conventional wisdom about the universe's inception and opens the door to new possibilities for the future. There are also intriguing ties that bind these philosophical and cosmological ideas concerns regarding the nature of existence itself. If space, time, and matter have always existed in some form, does this imply a constant and eternal reality beyond what we see, or are we in the midst of an endless cycle of creation, destruction, and expansion? Some have even suggested that the answers to these questions fall outside the purview of science entirely and may only be comprehended through metaphysical or even spiritual inquiry. This would seem to support the idea that the limits of human understanding might not only involve developments in technology and physics, but also the existential nature of deep reality. In conclusion, even though we may never achieve a definitive answer to the question of what existed before the Big Bang, the theories and concepts surrounding it offer a rich web of possibilities. As our understanding of quantum mechanics, dark energy, and cosmology continues to develop, we might get closer to finding the true nature of time and the universe as a whole. Regardless of whether the answer is grounded in science, philosophy, or something entirely beyond our understanding, the mystery of what existed prior to the Big Bang continues to engage and motivate humanity's search for knowledge.